started as Armistice Day on November 11, 1919, but Congress passed a resolution to make it a national holiday in 1938.
People all around the U.S. use this day to commemorate and honor any veteran who has served in any branch of military.
Hi, it's Tyler here, and I'm here with Mr. John Baker, and I'm going to ask him a few questions. So what branch of service were you in?
I was in the Air Force, entered in 1943, graduated as a second lieutenant. They asked me what did I want to do, be a pilot or a bombardier or a navigator, and I said, well, I'm pretty smart in math, so I think I'd like to be a navigator. So they sent me to navigation school in Hondo, Texas. I graduated as a second lieutenant. Sent me to Pocatello, Idaho, where our crew was formed. We have 10 crew members on a B-24. They assigned us a B-24, which we flew from Pocatello, Idaho with 4 or 5 stops in between, to Africa. Stationed in Tunis, outside of Tunis, for about 6 weeks, and then to Bari, Italy. And while they were building our steel mat runway at Pantanella, we flew some training missions out of Bari, and then our squadron moved to Pantanella. There were 4 squadrons. Each squadron had 16 airplanes. So we took 64 airplanes to Italy, and we started our first missions out of Pantanella. I don't remember what our first target was, but on the 13th mission, the 29th of May 1944, we had a target of a ball bearing factory up near Vienna. The flak was extremely heavy, and our rudder cables were shot out, so the pilot could only control the plane with ailerons and with his rudder. Consequently, we couldn't stay with our 16 squadron group, and became a straggler. Down over Zagreb in Yugoslavia, 2 Me-109s came up and shot both engines out. The pilot orders to bail out. The navigator and the bombardier up in the nose of the B-24. The bombardier was in his nose turret, and when the bailout order came, he came out of the nose turret. We both had chest chutes, and we had to crawl back underneath the pilot's compartment to get to the bomb bay doors, which he had opened. And when I got there, I found our assistant engineer, our radio operator, sitting there waiting. I said, well, bail out. And he said, I can't. I said, why not? Because I ain't got no right arm. He had been shot through the arm, and with a chest chute, you had to pull it with your right arm. So I said, oh, all right. I grabbed a chute, which was lying behind me, snapped it on him, said, jump. He said, I can't. You jump and I'll hold your ripcord, which he did. Parachute opened, and he landed safely.
That's good.
I jumped. They warned us that we might be strafed by enemy aircraft, German aircraft. So I free fell about halfway to the ground. We were 13,000 feet. Then opened my chute, floated down, landed in a little pasture field, started to roll up my chute. And there were some folks over in a nearby field motioned for me to come over, which I did. They turned out to be Yugoslav partisans. And at dusk, they took me down to their house, put me up in an attic, and before long I heard horses coming down the road. Obviously Germans looking for us. And evidently the partisans said, well, we don't know anything. We haven't seen anything. So it became dark. Then they got me down out of the attic, took me down the road a little ways, and another house, there was my bombardier eating fried chicken. Anyway, we spent about 2 weeks in Yugoslavia in company of the partisans, and finally IC-47 came over one night, picked us all up, and took us back to Italy. Anyway, that's about 2.5 weeks in Yugoslavia.
I really appreciate this interview.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Hey!